Hi everyone. I'm back, mostly. How are you guys doing? How are we doing today? Or I guess, how have you been this past week? Because it has been a week now, hasn't it? Hey, Beetle. I live! Questionably, but I live. Inspired? That's a good word. What are you inspired by? Me? But yes, how have you been? Hold on, let me switch to a new canvas. And then I will tell you about my week. Don't know what to do with a rucopium. But yeah, this week, it's been an eventful week, okay? As you know, as you may know, I went on vacation for a bit. I will be away again because it is summer, but it won't be like for an entire week, I hope. But it was fun. Oh my god, there were so many things that happened. I don't even know where to start. I guess like the best place to start would be like just the start. First things first, I did not miss the flight, which is a good thing. My anxiety said no. So my dad was like, oh, you should get to the airport. Like, what was it? I think when I book a flight, the airline tells me, it's like, you should arrive at the airport like 2 hours early. You should arrive at like this time. Like, for example, you should arrive at 4. And I was like, 4? You think I'm gonna arrive at 4? I'm gonna arrive at 3. But yes, I did not miss a flight, which is a good thing. Hold on. What do I want to doodle today? What do I want to doodle today? Better than a dad that would go 7 hours earlier. I was actually surprised. I thought my dad would like push for me to go like even earlier. But no, he was like, no, just get there like 2 hours early. Not gonna lie, I didn't feel early enough, but... And of course there was like the whole anxiety of like, oh, am I still gonna miss the flight? Or did I forget my passport and all that? But my dad was like, oh, if you forget anything, just give me a call. I'll drive it over to you at the airport if you're still there. I was like, I don't think I missed anything. I'm only away for like a week. And then imagine I'm forgetting something like really important, like, I don't know, like some sort of medication or something. I forget my entire passport. What does an airplane look like again? Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so the flight was fine. You know, it was like a really an early morning flight in my time zone. What does a plane look like? Oh, that's what a plane looks like. Okay. Hi, Lily. But yeah, but then once we got there, right? Because I've never actually been to my destination before, I actually didn't really know how to get around. I was relying on good old Google Maps. I was relying on Google Maps to get me around. And the thing with Google Maps is that, and it especially like with a new place, is like sometimes... Have you guys noticed that there's like 2 different maps? Like there's Google Maps and then there's like Maps. Anyways, I rely on... Which maps do I have? Hold up. I rely on Google Maps. I rely on Google Maps, not Maps. So I think the first thing I did when I got my phone was I actually deleted the regular maps and I downloaded Google Maps. because I find that both of them give me different like results. Miraculous Ladybug, hell yeah. I'm not caught up. So here we are holding our luggage, right? I don't have a suitcase. I just want to bring that up. So my sisters, they had like, you know, the regular like carry-on suitcases. And then I just had a duffel bag. And then of course we had our backpacks. So we each had a backpack. We had 2 rolling suitcases. Oh my, I wished I had a suitcase so bad. It would have made travel so much easier. Holy cow. Like I went with the duffel because it was what we had. But man, I wish I had a rolling suitcase. Especially since I realized after we landed that, oh my god, our location, like the place we went to, the accessibility was so bad. Like the sidewalks were all like cracked. The roads were, there was a lot of like brick roads, so it was really bad. And then anytime we would try to like get on transit or something, and I was looking for an escalator or an elevator, there just wasn't one. And for some reason, like the transit location, like the place we went to, everywhere we went, there was so many stairs. It was like a freaking maze in that place. I feel like you guys need to understand just how impressed you should be by me not getting lost in those stinking mazes. It was funny because my mom was like, oh, if you get lost, remember to ask for help. And I was like, woman, I'm not even gonna wait for me to get lost. The first thing I'm doing in any location is asking for directions. You think I have pride? I don't have pride. I don't care about trying to find my way. No, what I care about is getting to where I need to go. So the first thing I do would be to look for help. But here's the thing, right? When I first got there, I was like, you know what? The Google Maps instructions aren't that bad. I can figure it out myself. Newsflash, I did not figure it out myself. Hi, Say. Thank you for renewing. Why do you come into me talking about pride? Because I have none, okay? Granted, I had a little bit when I landed. When I landed, I did have some pride. Because I saw the Google Maps, right? It was like, oh, get off at John Station. So, and it was like, walk 4 minutes and you'll arrive at your Airbnb. And I was like, that's easy. I can do that. Anyways, I got off the subway station. I got off here, right? And then there's like an exit here, and then there's an exit here. So I got off here. What I didn't realize was that I had to go here in order to get to the Airbnb in 4 minutes. If I got off here, it would take me like half an hour to walk around and try to find my Airbnb. And of course, being a first-time tourist, I left here. This is where I exited. So here I was with my really inconvenient duffel bag, and like the sidewalks and the lack of escalators and everything. Honestly, bless my sister, because I was dealing with the whole map situation. She ended up carrying her backpack. She carried her carry-on, but she also put my duffel bag up here. So she was carrying all of that for me. And I was like, I love you. Of course, every time like we arrived at the stairs, I would take the duffel bag back because I wasn't about to make her carry all of that up the stairs. But bless her soul. Oh, I didn't even mention. Hey, sugar! I didn't even mention. Okay, the moment we landed, once the plane landed, oh my god, all of the alerts were going off on everyone's phone. Like there was an Amber Alert going off. Like people were just getting like bing here, bing there. I don't know why, but I find that whenever Amber Alerts go on, not every like alerts and stuff, they don't seem to go to everyone's phone all at the same time. Some people don't even get those alerts. Like even at home, I find that there was this one time there was an earthquake at work when I was at work, and I was like filing things away, and people, once I came out of the file room, everyone was going like, "Oh my god, Kiriko, there was an earthquake," and I was like, "What? I didn't feel anything," and my phone didn't go off. So that's kind of what happened after the plane landed. Once the plane landed, people's phones were going off like left, right, and center. It was like, oh, an Amber Alert here, a heat wave there, incoming hurricane. I was like, what the heck? Why is all of this happening? Is this a sign from the universe? Should I not have come here? And it's not like I went to like anywhere crazy. I just went to like another major city. But it was like people's phones were blasting left, right, and center. My sister's phone was going off. My other sister's phone was going off. And then, but my phone didn't give me any alert. Oh my god, I'm gonna die one day and I don't have an alert. She's a survivor. Oh my god, that's what I felt like. I was like, I was like internally drafting my my farewell text to all my friends and family. I was like, hey guys, I've arrived. By the way, there's a hurricane and a heat wave alert, and there's But of course, because of the whole time zone thing, no one really messaged me back, and I was like, okay, that's cool too. But yeah, eventually we got to our Airbnb. Did I tell you guys that they canceled my Airbnb? Like a few months ago. So I knew that I was going on this trip like months ago. So the moment I knew I was going on the trip, I booked the Airbnb. And then I woke up like a month before we were supposed to leave, and they had canceled my Airbnb, and oh my god, I was stressed out. I may have turned into a little bit of a Karen on customer support, but eventually we figured it out, and I ended it off on a positive note, I think. But really, is it really Karening if I'm like, actually concerned because they canceled my Airbnb for no reason, and now I had nowhere to stay? But yeah, eventually, I got to the Airbnb, right? So it's like, imagine this was the road, and then this was where we were staying. And the host was really nice and actually sent me a video of where to find like the key and everything. And he had left like the key inside one of those like little like lock boxes, the ones that like look like this, and then it opens up, and then there's a compartment inside. Like you have to put in the lock, and then it opens like that. So he had put the key in there, and he even sent me a video. And it was like, I had to walk around the entire block looking for where that one was, because apparently this location had a lot of Airbnbs. Like, it was basically a hotel of Airbnbs. I was actually kind of confused. It was a hotel of Airbnbs, so everyone there was like, it wasn't an actual hotel, but everyone there was kind of like renting out a room via an Airbnb host, which meant that all of like the bike racks up front, it was covered in those like little lock boxes. And I was doing my best to just find the one that was left for me, and I was like, why can't I find it? I ended up going around the entire block, and I just couldn't find it anywhere. You know where I found it? I found it across the street over here on this bike rack. I was like, are you serious? You can't be serious. Luckily, I walked around the block without my sisters, so like they were watching after my luggage, so I didn't have to carry everything around while looking for that lock boss. I was like, why would you put it across the street? And then of course it didn't open. I put in the code that they gave me and it just didn't open. It took me like 4 tries to get it open. I was about to panic. Isn't that a brilliant way to start my vacation? Like But eventually we got in. Eventually we got in and then we rested up because by then it was like pretty late. What did we eat? Oh, we had ramen that day. Series from Uma Musume or series from Harry. Oh my god, my sisters were making so many Harry Potter references this entire trip. One of them never even watched the movies. I don't even know. No, wait, no, she read the book. The other one only got up to book 3? Book 2? I think she only got up to book 2. But they were making so many Harry Potter references. It was genuinely impressive. And then what happened? What did we do afterwards? Let me pull up. Okay, and then the next day, after we rested up, the next day we went walking around like the neighborhood. And then there was a market, so we wanted to hit up the market. And as we were walking, we witnessed, oh my god, this was honestly kind of terrifying. I think my sister was shaking afterwards because there was a pickup truck that was like changing lanes, but it wasn't paying attention, so I rammed straight into a bicycle. Like there was a huge screech and a thud and everything. The cyclist was okay. Really pissed off, but okay. I just want to say, and how did we know that? It's because they got back on their bike, basically kind of like punched the pickup truck with his fist, and then like biked away. But honestly, the thing that shocked me the most was the owner of the pickup truck got mad at the biker and like got out of his truck and was about to attack the biker. I was like, dude, you're the one who ran into him. What? But luckily there was a lot of traffic, so the biker was able, and it was a bicycle. It wasn't like a motorcycle. It was a regular bicycle. Luckily the cyclist was able to like, you know, go in between the cars and like just ride off. And honestly, that pickup truck driver, I think, should have been more grateful. Like, if I got hit by a, like, if we were cyclists, right, and a pickup truck hit us, I feel like the pickup truck driver should have been grateful that all he got was just like a punch in its rear, and like the cyclist biking off, you know? I feel like that could have been so much worse. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've seen so much more violence from like less. Like there was another cyclist that was like passing by us, and even he was like, oh my god, I don't think he really wanted to go past that pickup truck, but like, dude, count your losses. You almost killed someone today. Like, let it go. You're driving a pickup truck. They're riding a little bicycle. Like, what did that pickup truck look like? But yeah, my sister was like understandably shaken. She was like, oh my god, we almost witnessed like it's our second day here and we almost witnessed that. You never used to ride your bike on the road. You would always be on the sidewalk or grass. Yeah. But then like there's the whole thing where like now people aren't happy. I find that there's a lot of like infighting, like pedestrians versus vehicles versus bikers. Like pedestrians don't want bikers on their sidewalk, and then like cars also don't want bikers on the road, but then the city doesn't make like bike lanes. So honestly, come on, let these cyclists go. They're doing their best. This is a horrible rendition of a pickup truck. Dear any pickup truck enthusiast, I'm sorry. Hopefully you're not the guy who almost ran someone over. If no grass and you take the road on this car, then stop. Yeah, you try to like hug something, right? But the thing is, like, if this was the road, right? The biker was kind of like right over here, and then the pickup truck was trying to go kind of like that, but then he ended up like hitting the bike like right here. So it kind of went and then hit the bike like that. So the biker actually fell over. Luckily, because how much traffic there was, the biker didn't seem like super hurt. He was just really mad, justifiably. That's a pickup truck that you feel you can draw. I can't. You know what? It doesn't look that bad. It's a little lopsided, but my pickup truck's not that bad. But yeah, second day, guys. That was the second day. Oh my lord. And then eventually we walked around the market. Hello, Sub-Zero. So then we walked around the market and eventually we got hungry, right? So we were looking for lunch and we ended up at a bagel place, bagelery. And I ordered my food and I sat down. My sister ordered her food and she sat down. And then my other sister, she was at the counter ordering her food. And it was at that moment, I wasn't really paying attention. I was kind of like talking to my sister. So it was kind of like, it's like if this was the bench, like I was here. My other sister was here. There was a table here. And like, you know, we were facing each other, right? We were kind of like facing each other like this. And then the counter was over here. And my sister was over here talking to like the worker. And over here they had like a little like cooler with a bunch of drinks. And as my sister was like buying stuff or like making her order, a man comes up to the worker and is like, hey, I think someone's over there like basically robbing your cooler. And then it was at that moment that the worker kind of just like left my sister standing there and went to go chase after the guy, because apparently there was a guy who was just shoving like 10 drinks into... I I don't know where he was carrying the 10 drinks, because apparently this guy didn't have a bag. He was just like pulling drink after into his arms. Like, what? That's a whole new meaning to like man pockets. Because I feel like my pockets, I can hold like maybe one drink and it'll still be peeking out of my pocket. But anyways, we just watched the worker like just run out of the bakery after the thief, leaving us like, what do we do now? But I guess that's like that's kind of a risk that businesses have to do if they're gonna keep like just coolers of things, you know, like just a regular shop. If there's like no security or anything. Men's pockets are infinite. Yeah, it's unfair. It's so unfair. Women want men pockets too. You can fit a car in your right pocket. I have a friend who once wore some cargo pants when we were out, and because it was I don't know what, I think I was wearing a skirt and my skirt didn't have pockets and I was really sad about it. But I don't remember what it was that we were buying, but he was able to fit his phone, his wallet. He was able to fit like his entire novel, like because he reads. He fit an entire novel in his pocket. I was like, what the heck? And oh, I remember what we were getting. We were getting a drink. And I didn't have the hand to hold it all because I didn't have a pocket. So I asked if he could hold on to my things for me. And he just shoved it in his... Once he put things in his pocket, it's like nothing was poking out. There was like no indication that there was anything in those pockets. I was shocked. Like, what do you mean? You just have that? You just have a pocket that you can... What? And then once we got back to once we sat down at a restaurant, I was like, okay, you can hand everything back over. He was pulling stuff out. I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled a full cat out of his pocket. Is this why magicians are like... Is this why... Is this how magicians do their magic? It's just because they have man pockets? They're just pulling their assistants out of their pockets. Where was I going with that? Yeah, so the thief, he was just shoving like, there was like 10 bottles. It was like, I took a look at the cooler. There was like Red Bulls, there was sodas, there was bottles of water, and all of that just went somewhere. I don't know. And remember when I said that my sister was just making like Harry Potter references? She just leans over and she goes, "That was magic." Anyways, the worker was able to recuperate like 2 cans of like soda or something from what I saw. And he just heads back to the counter and goes like, "Sorry about that." And I just hear my sister go, "That's all right. That's fine. Don't worry about it." Okay. Hold on. How do I draw just like sodas and stuff? There. Thief. Just a bit of sleight of hand, a little bit of a giant pocket. I've cracked the code. I've cracked the magician's code. Oh my god. If I go missing, it's because they found me. The magicians have found me. Anyways, those are basically the highlights of those were the highlights of that day. And then on the third day, we went to a little bit further. There was like an attraction we wanted to see, but we needed to actually take an actual train out there. Like an actual like choo-choo train on like actual tracks. I've been on one before. It's actually really cool. Apparently there's one that goes like all the way across Canada. I don't remember how much it would cost. How much is the one that goes all the way across Canada? They made a movie about those Kimetsu no Yaiba Mugen train. I was actually when I saw that message, I actually thought you were gonna reference Train to Busan. Departure day. Oh, it's gonna. Oh! Sorry. Wait, why is this day so expensive? I'm looking at the price for like a train across Canada. Why is it that on August 19th it's like 5K, but then on all the other days available it's like 1K? Hi, Bella! Oh, it's like 3. Yeah, why is this day so... Why is that so expensive? All the other days are like 1K, but then like those days are like... whatever. I'm doing well, and the trip went well. I'm just telling everyone about it now. So, we wanted to go to day 3. We wanted to go to an attraction, right? And we had to go on a train to go there. But the problem is, right? This train only ran 3 times a day. Which is really annoying because the first one was like early morning. Well, it wasn't like super early morning. It was like, what was it? It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. And then this next train was in the afternoon. And then the last one was like a couple hours later, I think. No, it was like evening. You Google and the only thing you see on the 19th is the tariff. Okay, let's take a look at one way. One way from British Columbia to Nova. Can you go? Oh, you can. Okay. Okay, not Nova Scotia then. Maybe Toronto probably. And then or Newfoundland? Newfoundland. No, I guess Newfoundland doesn't have one. Ontario. Departure day. Why can't I suddenly see anything? Okay, you know what? I'm not booking anything, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so we had to take the train, and so we decided to do, because even by train, the destination was a couple of hours away. It was supposed to be around 2 hours away by train, which was fine. So we just went like the early morning one. And we were like, you know what, we'll just nap on the train, which we did. We napped. It was fine. Everything was fine. We got there. We had fun. And then, oh my God, it was the way back that was... it was the way back. So on the way back, for some reason, there was a delay. They didn't really tell us about the delay. There was like one announcement that was like, apologies, folks. We are experiencing some track delays. We are currently just waiting for our train to move out of the way, and we will be on our way. And then we just waited there. And then we just waited there. And then we just waited there. And we just waited there. I was like, how long is it going to take for this other train to get out of our way? You know what I mean? It took 2 hours. It took 2 hours. I was stuck on that a train ride that was supposed to be 2 hours. Like, I checked the train schedule. It was we were supposed to be back by like, I think it was like 10 o'clock. No, it was we just sat there. So we actually ended up getting back by around midnight. Trains are slow, especially if they have to get off the track. The thing is, I tried looking up like why, because like in my home city, right? Anytime there's like any sort of delay anywhere, we would get, and I searched it up online, it would usually tell me like what was happening, like, oh, police presence at blah 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 blah, or whatever. And I guess this one was just like a track delay. I guess that's what the whole getting off the track means. I don't really know what getting off the track means, to be honest. But we ended up getting home around like 1 a.m. because we arrived at our destination station by like 12. And yeah, I could have walked. To be honest, my sisters and I, we were walking everywhere. Like if somewhere was like within like a 30-minute walking distance, we just walked. But this was midnight and we were tired, we were grumpy. So we just we taxied home. We taxied back to the Airbnb. Did it cost extra? Yeah, but we were all like really tired and grumpy. And we got back. We basically got to bed at like 1 or 2 a.m., which is fine. Hey LP, did I try waiting faster? I'm sorry, I'll try that next time. Yes, I only bought sneakers. Like I was wearing like really, I had some cute outfits on, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna bring sandals. I'm not gonna wear anything like that. I'm just gonna wear my sneakers, which was, in my opinion, a pretty good choice on my part. I think like both of my sisters, no, that's a lie. One of them was wearing, had boots as well, but they were like comfortable boots that she could walk for hours in. So we accounted for that. You remember your only time going on a trip and yours were dying? You remember having to buy... The only thing that works on my lips is like Vaseline, so I had to like pot a little bit. To be honest, by the time like the train got moving, I could tell that even the conductor person, the person who goes on like the announcements, he was even getting sick of it. Because in the beginning, he was like, apologies, folks. we will be moving shortly, or this is your last call to board the train. Your next station is blah 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 blah. The doors will open, and by the end of the night, once we were nearing our destination location, he was like, "Okay, doors will be closing shortly. This is your last call." And then it's like he realized what he was doing. He was like, "Yes, so last call." Like he switched back on his customer service voice, and that actually made me laugh. Your lips were dying. I think the last time I went to this city, it was during winter, and I didn't bring my Vaseline, so yeah, my lips were also bleh. Oh my god, I didn't even do. Okay, going back to the Airbnb, right? When I booked my Airbnb, I made sure there were the essentials, you know, that there was a hair dryer, that there was shampoo, there was body wash, there were towels, and all that. And on the listing, right? On the Airbnb listing, it said great body wash. And then underneath it, it just said shampoo, conditioner. And when I was first looking at this Airbnb listing, I was like, okay, you know what? Body wash, check. Shampoo, check. Conditioner, check. And then it was only once I got closer to like the date of our trip that I was like, why does body wash have great in front of it, but shampoo and conditioner doesn't? But I was like, you know what? I can't think too much on it. There's only, you know, body wash, shampoo, conditioner, check, check, check. Anyways, we get to the Airbnb that first night, and we're about to shower, and I'm the first one to shower, and I take a look at the shampoo and conditioner, right? There was like one bottle. There was one bottle of like lavender body wash. And I was like, okay, cool, body wash. Like, I don't like the smell of lavender. Like, I don't know. I don't love like a super lavendery, super rosy scent. But you know, if it works, it works. So great value. It was not great value, okay? This one was like, okay, what brand was it? Anyway, I don't remember what brand this one was, but this one was a 3-in-1. It was like shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. And I remember going like, oh no. Hi, Weiss. Overall, it was a good trip, but there were definitely moments where I was like, what am I doing here? And this was one of them, the 3-in-1 body wash, shampoo, and conditioner. My poor hair was so crunchy. It felt so crunchy. Like I basically had my hair up in like a bun. Like, I currently have 2 buns right now, see, right? But no, this time I just had my hair up in like in a perpetual bun the entire time. Like it was just one bun with like one claw clip, just holding it all together. It was just one claw clip. Like I felt like, okay, I felt like my outfits were so cute. I was wearing like some really cute outfits, okay? And then my hair just had to always stay up because there was no way I was gonna be able to. I was gonna like no matter how much I combed my hair after washing it, it felt like my fingers were getting stuck in my hair. Like the tangles were not leaving. You get that from swimming at the pool? Yeah, it's like it's like that feeling of like a super dried out hair. Where it felt like my hair had no moisture. It was like not smooth or anything. Anyways, I washed my hair like that for like 2 days before I gave up. And luckily, my sister was looking through the cabinets at the Airbnb, and I guess like a previous guest had left their shampoo, like their travel size shampoo in the cabinet. So we just ended up using that. Well, the three of us just like shared like the little teeny tiny bottle of like travel shampoo. Like, could we have gone out and bought one ourselves? Yes. But no, we just ended up sharing this little bottle of Garnier Fructis shampoo. Honestly, my hair wasn't that bad in a bun. I usually wear my hair up in a bun anyway, like just to get it off of my neck. So it wasn't that bad, but I was just hoping for some days where I could just have my hair down, you know? But yeah, 3-in-1. The moment we saw that, we were like, So today, the first thing I did when I got home, I shampooed, I conditioned, I blew dried my hair, and oh my god, it was the best feeling in the world. If you guys can feel my hair right now. I was telling my sisters, I was like, this is the type of hair that I would like use a hairbrush as a microphone for, and like just, just wow. But yeah, that was the whole 3-in-1 shampoo. Oh my god. It made me dread washing and drying my hair the whole time. What else? And I think that was it for the day where we had to go on a train. It was funny because the whole time we were on that train, I was like messaging people like, "Oh my god, we're stuck on the train!" And if we were to Uber back, it would have cost like over $100. So we were like, we'll just stick on this train. We'll stay on the train. But luckily, we were smart and we like bought some food before we got on the train because we knew we were gonna be back late. We didn't realize we were gonna be back that late. But either way, we knew we were going to be back late and we were going to be too tired to go out and get anything to eat. So before we left, we actually went and bought some food. And then we just ate it on the train. And once we got back to the Airbnb, we just we shampooed and washed and everything and just collapsed into bed. And then the next day we were actually meeting up with my sister's friend. And my sister's friend is like a local, so he was actually showing us around. So luckily that day I actually didn't have to think about anything. I didn't have to think about how to get to places. I didn't have to think about all that, which is really nice. Like when you're on a trip and you're trying to figure out like how to get to places and making sure you're not getting lost, like that takes a lot of mental toll. The toil takes a toll. So having a local helping us around, like showing us around, was really nice. And here's the thing, right? When I was packing for this trip, I made sure to check the weather. And it said it was gonna rain. So I packed my umbrella. So that morning, I checked the weather and it said rain. It said 90% chance of rain with thunderstorms. Like, this is what we saw, okay? So before we left, right, my sister was the one who was packing my backpack because out of all of us, I was the only one who had like a little like day-to-day walking backpack, not like a travel size backpack. And because of that, like they put a lot of their things in my bag. So I was like, hey, make sure to pack my umbrella, okay? And they were like, oh, where is it? I was like, it's in my duffel. So here's a chair that was in the Airbnb, and I had put the duffel like underneath the chair. I was like, oh, it's in the duffel. And then they looked for it in the duffel. It was not in the duffel. It was like on the chair. And they were making fun of me for it. They were like, Kiriko, it's not in the duffel. You silly. It's on the chair. And I was like, okay, well, can you just put it in my backpack then? And then I wasn't paying attention because I was making sure, you know, we had the keys to the Airbnb, you know, making sure that, you know, all the lights were off. And then we left. And we met up with my sister's friend who took us to like a pancake restaurant, and we had pancakes. It was very nice. He even got us gifts. That was really sweet. He had never met us before, but he got us all like some welcome gifts, and I thought that was really, really sweet. And then, oh my god. So this entire trip, you know how like the airport doesn't allow like drinks? So like none of us really had any drinks on us. But once we arrived, my sister bought like 1 bottle of water. And we've just been like basically drinking this bottle of water the whole time. And it's been 3 days, so we're all just like still drinking out of this 1 bottle of water. We are all very dehydrated. We are all very dehydrated, but I think my sister told her friend about that. We were like, she was telling him, hey, we've only been drinking like 1 bottle of water this whole time. And bless this guy's soul, because he showed up to that pancake place with like 12 bottles of water. And he was just one by one, just putting it out on the table. He was like, I heard you guys needed water. And so this guy lugged like a case of water basically across the city so that he could give it to us once we met up. We were like, you really, 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 really didn't have to, but thank you. We appreciate it. But also, how are we going to carry this around? Because we were planning to do like a full day trip. Anyways, a lot of that water went into my backpack. I had back pain for like 2 days afterwards because of how heavy it was. But it's fine. I'm feeling fine now. But where was I going with that? Right. So we had pancakes. Well, actually, I had waffles. I had a waffle. Yes, I had a waffle. And then we went outside and it was pouring rain. It was pouring rain. Like, I kid you not, it looked like the sky had opened up. And it was just basically just downpour. And I was like, okay, cool. I have my umbrella. I have my umbrella. I have my umbrella? Where's my umbrella? Oh, God. So I did not have my umbrella. Apparently, my sister had just seen the umbrella on the chair, pointed at it, and was like, "That's an umbrella," and then we left. They didn't get it. They didn't get it. So, remember when I said that my sister's friend got us all gifts? One of them was in like a paper bag. So my sister just put it over her head. She just had like a plastic bag over her head. My sister just held like the plastic bag over her head, and my sister's friend, he brought an umbrella, and he was very sweet. He gave us his umbrella. But we felt really bad for like taking his umbrella, so we were like, okay, you know what? We can just walk into any drugstore and just buy an umbrella for us. So we walked into a drugstore and we bought 2 umbrellas, you know, so he can have his umbrella back, and then one of us could have another umbrella, and then another one of us can share another umbrella. And then, of course, as soon as we bought those umbrellas, it stopped raining. Just our luck, right? I mean, it was still raining like sporadically throughout the day, but it wasn't as bad as like as whatever this was. But man, what a waste of a few dollars, you know what I mean? But eventually we got out, we had a full day. It was fun. What else? What did we do? Ah, yes, I remember. What is this? So after we did like a full day trip out, we had to leave. It was raining again. We were at like an attraction, and we had to leave. So my sister's friend called an Uber, and I'm pretty sure we almost got kidnapped by another Uber driver, because we were supposed to Uber from this attraction to dinner. So we were outside. It was raining again, and here we are, 4 of us waiting for the Uber driver to arrive. And like I said, it was raining, and we already called an Uber. We were still getting drenched, but we were waiting for Uber, and there was already like a car here. And this Uber driver just comes over to us and is like, "Hey, you looking for an Uber?" And we were like, we already called one, thanks." And he was like, "Yeah, but I'm here." Okay, are you Mr. Mohammed?" And he's like, "No." And we're like, "Oh, we're waiting for a different Uber driver. We already called him." And he's like, "Well, it's not too late to cancel that one. You can get into my car. I'm right here." And we were like, no, thank you. I don't think that's how Uber works. So all of us were just kind of like awkwardly shifting like that way. away from this kind of creepy Uber driver. Uber competition is fierce. Yeah, but this was like really creepy, you know? Like, isn't there the whole point of like, you know, be safe on Uber? You know, that's why when you're trying to get into an Uber, even the driver will ask you for a PIN and everything. You have to make sure, you know, it's the right license plate, and don't get in until you're sure that this is your Uber driver. Basically, get in the van. Yeah, that's basically what it was. Like, I get the hustle, but I understand you want to hustle, but not like this, dude. Don't just go up to a group of people and go like, "You want to get in my car? I'm right here. You just need to cancel your other one and I can take you to wherever." And we're like, "No, thank you." Yeah, at the beginning, now they just want people to deliver. It's like taxis, but worse. Honestly, taxis are quite nice. Like, they don't ask questions. There's like no, like, taxis, I don't know. I feel like I would prefer going places in a taxi if it was a bit cheaper. But no, I've met some really nice Uber drivers. I don't know. I think everyone's just trying to make money, but like, I don't know. I I don't know. I don't know. I don't take Ubers or taxis very often, but I have to admit that Ubers are really convenient. But yeah, now Ubers are just doing everything. You can courier stuff, you can like order food, you can have them do shopping for you. Like, that's crazy. They're like all in one now, taking all the pie. They deliver. I've never actually used their like food or courier service. I think that's just too much. If I'm gonna go get food, I'm gonna go get food myself. Like, sometimes when at work, they'll give me like gift cards, like DoorDash gift cards and stuff. I don't use them. I just basically ask my coworkers if they want to trade it in for some money. Like, if it's a $25 gift card, I'll be like, "Do you want to give me $25 and you can have this gift card?" Because I don't know. um but anyways, we went to dinner, and then after dinner we did some shopping around again, like at the nearby shops and stuff, and then it was time to head home, right? And we were like, okay, you know what, let's take the bus home. Let's take the bus. So we were waiting at, you know, one of those like bus shelters, you know, the ones that are kind of like this. And then there was like a, you know, the little sign that says like, we're kind of like this, and then there's like a little bench here. So like 3 of us were here, 1 of us was here. We were just waiting for the bus. I don't remember how we got to this point of conversation, but my sister's friend was talking to her. She, like, this was a friend, this was my sister, and this was me, and this was my other sister, and he was giving her like positive affirmations, reinforcements. Like, he was saying stuff, I think she was like down on herself because of how the transit situation for our vacation was going. Like, the train got stuck for like the 4 hours it took us to get home. When we were heading to like this location, we actually ended up Ubering because we ended up missing our subway because of the whole rain situation and the umbrella. So my sister was feeling pretty down about herself. So her friend was just basically giving her a pep talk, like, hey, you know, don't get so down on yourself. You can't predict transit. You have to look on the bright side, you know, don't take everything on for yourself. mistakes happen. You don't be so hard on yourself. And at that exact moment, the bus we were supposed to be on, pew, zoomed right past us. It didn't even slow down. It just went pew. So the whole time he was giving the positive affirmations, like, oh, don't be so hard on yourself, things happen, and then God freaking dang it, that was our bus. That was really funny. He went from like totally positive to, oh my God, that was our bus. So we ended up missing that bus, and the next one came in like 16 minutes. So there goes our bad luck with transit. Like, I don't think our luck with transit ever actually ended. So we ended up waiting 16 minutes for another bus. The bus came, we got on the bus, and then as we were getting off the bus at our stop, my sister almost got stuck on the bus because for some reason this bus did not like in my home city, all of the buses gave like an alert before the doors close. So that like in my home city, there will be like a ding dong before the doors close, but this bus didn't do that. So the doors just immediately closed on my sister, who was halfway in, halfway out. So we almost lost our sister there. Public transit almost ate my sister. Can you imagine? It took my sister and I called her lost and found, like, hi, I'm looking for a girl. She's dressed in white. She was on the bus that was to this station. Do you have her in your lost and found? Yeah, public transit was not friendly to us. But yeah, eventually, you know what? We survived. And then the next day wasn't super eventful, you know. We did a lot of walking. We walked to some attractions. We enjoyed the attractions. You know, we ate, we went home. That day was like really relaxing, so there was nothing really to say. We didn't go on any transit or anything, so yay. And then the day after that, we met up with my sister's friend again, where he was gonna take us to some other places to see, some other landmarks and stuff. And he took us to another market. And it was really funny because we were gonna have a picnic that day. So he took us to a market and we basically all separated to look for our own food. I got a little box of ravioli. I was really happy about that. I had wait, no. I had a little box of ravioli. It was so good. I love pasta. If I don't know what to eat, you can usually find me eating like pasta or like noodles, ramen, stuff like that. So I had some ravioli. It was very yummy. And then I also got some pierogies. I haven't had pierogies also in a really long time, so I was really excited. Bunny scatter, exactly. And then my sister got a chicken pot pie. That also looked really yummy. And then my sister's friend got like I guess like a bagel sandwich that apparently was really good. And then my other sister, she got like a prosciutto sandwich. And let me tell you, this was such a waste of money. She paid $14 for this sandwich, and it was a brick. Like, I know I'm drawing this sandwich in 3D, but this was about how thick the bread was. Like, this is the bread up here and down here, and then the prosciutto was like right there. Like a brick compliment? No, like a brick derogatory. It was just it looks like they just like pulled it out of somewhere and then they saran wrapped it and handed it to her. It wasn't like heated up or anything. It was just... Am I back? I think I'm back. Hold on. I think I'm back. That was weird. I can't think. Maybe it's because... I'm back. I can't think if it's because I haven't been online for so long. Maybe my computer just didn't... I think my... No, it wasn't the Wi-Fi. It was my PC. I think it just like restarted on me. So... Yay, I'm back! There. Look out for the brick, Sammy. No! Maybe I should move on from the sandwich. But this sandwich was really funny. I have a sister. I have a video of my sister just throwing it at the other sister, and it just kind of bonked and like it bounced. It bounced off of her head. It was really funny. You had to run the check disk repair for your main drive on command prompt. Oh dear. Event viewer. I've never heard of that. I'm gonna like fingers crossed that it's mainly because I haven't been online. I don't know. I haven't used my computer in like over a week, so maybe that's what it is. But yeah, I'll take a look. It wanted me to itself. It didn't. My computer was being possessive. It was like, I haven't seen you in a week. I need you to myself. But yeah, the picnic was really fun. There were so many seagulls. There were so many bugs, so many ants. My sister was wearing white. I accidentally got ravioli meat sauce on her white skirt. My bad. And then I think the next day we went back and we got more pasta, and then my other sister got spaghetti sauce on her white dress, and then like a few hours after that, my sister then got a different type of sauce on her white skirt. So I think that skirt is maybe kind of cursed, but that it is what it is, right? And then after that, the day after that, it was a lot of packing, you know, making sure that we were ready to leave, because the day after that one was the whole reason why we went on vacation in the first place. So we actually didn't really plan to... I don't usually go on vacation, right? I think the few times I did go on vacation, it was because I had to do something. Like last year I went to China because I had like a family thing I had to do in China, so that was why we went, like a family event. This time my sister actually had like a work thing in that city, and so she was like, do you just want to come with me? Like, maybe let's, even though my thing is like a day, do you want to just make it a week thing? So we made it a week thing. So her work thing was actually the last day we were there. So the day before, we made sure to like pack as much as we could, and then my sister went to her work thing. She took my other sister as like her +1, and I kind of stayed behind and I cleaned up our Airbnb. I went out to a cafe by myself. It was a very nice cafe. It was a board game cafe. And then I met up with my sisters and we had lunch with my sister's friends, with my other sister's friends, because like both of them had friends in that city at the time, living in that city. My friends who lived in that city, they weren't there at the time. They were on their own vacations, so I didn't get to meet up with any of them. Dang it! But yeah, and then we came home. It was quite nice. Quite stressful at times, but quite nice. Oh, speaking of like my whole China trip, right? When I went to China last year, I had a very cute like green claw clip that I used a lot because a friend gave it to me. So I had a really cute claw clip and I brought it to China with me. I wore it like the entire time I was in China. And basically around like the last day I was in China, this green claw clip, it shattered. It disintegrated on me. It broke into like a gajillion pieces. Like I was getting on the elevator and I was finding pieces of like the claw clip just like here, there, everywhere. And I was mourning the loss of that claw clip. And then like all that heavy foreshadowing in movies. That's exactly what it is. Because I was mourning that claw clip, and then a different friend went on vacation after my China trip, and for a souvenir, she got me another claw clip. It was very cute. It was a very cute pink claw clip. There was like a really cute bow on it. And this is the one that I was wearing throughout this entire trip. And I was taking my hair down from my bun on the last day. Like the day before we left on our flight home. I was taking my hair out of its bun and I just hear a snap. And then something falling on the ground. And I froze. And my sisters heard it too, because they also froze. And I was kind of like frozen like this. I was kind of like frozen like... Like my hand was still holding the hair clip that was in my hair. Like, I was still frozen. I froze like that for like a solid minute. And my sister from across the room, she goes, "Was that your claw clip just now?" And I was like, there's no way, because I'm still holding on to like this part of the claw clip. It didn't disintegrate. And my other sister walks over, because like, remember I said I heard something fall on the ground, right? And she's looking on the ground. She bursts out laughing. Because this was one of the teeth on the claw clip. It was like this one right here. It was like this prong right here. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Shut up. Shut up right now. And those two start laughing. And I'm just here mourning my claw clip. I can still use it, okay? I can still use it because only one of the teeth broke. But I was like There's no way this just happened. I like to think of it, I don't know if you guys heard about like the Chinese like jade superstition. Basically, like Chinese people wear jade because it's like a symbol of protection. Which is why I have a jade on me right now. And I was kind of, in a way, I was kind of joking that this was, the claw clips were kind of acting as my jade. You know, like it probably sacrificed itself for me so that, because something bad was happening or something. I don't know. That's what I'm choosing to believe, okay? I can't think about anything else that it could be. I don't want to think about anything else that it could be. Protecting me from something nefarious? I hope so. I don't know what else it could be, but that was certainly, it was certainly an event. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to have to very, very, very carefully use this claw clip. It's in my hair right now. It's in my hair right now. I'm gonna have to tell. I told my friend, I was like, hey, you know that claw clip you gave me? Yeah. You know what? Even though the claw clip kind of broke on destination, I brought it home with me. I decided I had to bring it home with me. I need to give it like a little funeral or something. Because it probably protected me from something, so I gotta, But yeah, that was basically my week, I think. I need to think about if there was like anything else that happened that was like insane, because so much has happened. It was like a good, it was good overall, you know? Of course, I went to I went to some anime shops. Like some Artist Alley ones. I got some stickers. I got some Inuyasha stickers. I got some Full Metal Alchemist stickers. I got like a Full Metal Alchemist keychain. Support Canadian creators. Yay! But yeah, it was really good. I actually didn't buy a lot. A lot of my money went towards like transit. A lot of it went towards like food. Inuyasha. Yes, Inuyasha, my beloved. I went to an Artist Alley, right? And the artist that I went to had some Inuyasha stickers, and they also had some Inuyasha like keychains and Inuyasha keycaps. I had to get my sister to talk me out of buying the keycaps and or the keychains. She was like, you already have the stickers, you don't need all that. And I was like, you're right, but you don't. You're right. Like, could I have gotten this stuff online from the creators like online shops? Yes, But there's something about like going into a store and seeing it there that makes it so special, you know, like going to like a con and buying it from like a booth, or going to a store shelf, you know, that makes it so special. There's just like a different type of enjoyment, a different type of like interaction. FM baby, heck yeah! I still haven't watched the new like some Shadows of the Demon Realm or anything. Is it completely done? Shadows of, or sorry, Demons of the Shadow Realm, not Shadows of the Demon Realm. Let's see. Episodes. There's 16 episodes. No, it's still ongoing. It says until present. There's only 16. So I'm not gonna watch it yet, I think. Yeah. You know what anime I kind of want to watch? Like once it's complete? I keep saying stuff like this, but I kind of want to watch, what is it? The Cat and the Dragon? Yeah, The Cat and the Dragon. It's based off of a light novel about a dragon that was adopted by cats. And I was like, that sounds so cute, I want to watch it. But I think I should settle for reading it first. Yeah, there's only one episode so far, but yeah. Good week. I think I'm still gonna be busy throughout the week. Especially this weekend. I'm gonna be busy this weekend. Now that I'm back from my trip, my parents are like, now that you're back, we're gonna be doing stuff together. We're gonna go berry picking. We're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be doing that. And I'm like, stop, leave me. But yes, I am glad to be back. I still have like a couple of things I need to do before I'm back to my usual, at least once every couple of days stream. Berry picking can also be done in Death Road to Canada, the hit pixel game, not sponsored. Not sponsored. Unless... unless... Not an advertisement, but unless... I'm in the game. Technically, it's a crossover. Official crossover? Oh my god, the girly pops already own the game? I will add it to my wish list. Why am I on Steam? Being on Steam is so bad for my wallet's health. I need to stop. Anyways, yes. It do be on sale. Someone on the Death Road to Canada needs to add Beetle to their to their advertising board. But yeah, I think I've said basically everything I had to about the vacation. I think I'm gonna end stream here because I don't think I have anything else to say. But I will be streaming again this week eventually, so we can chat more. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Maybe more Plants vs. Zombies? Something like that? Anyways, thank you guys for being here. I missed you guys. I missed streaming. The first thing I did when I got back, I didn't even unpack yet. I still need to unpack. The first thing I did was throw all of my laundry into the washer. Took a shower. My hair feels so good. And then set up stream. Hee. But yes, thank you guys. I hope you guys had a really, really good week. It was fun. It was nice also talking to you guys on Discord while I was gone. But yeah, I'll see you guys on a different stream, all right? Thank you guys for being here. Bye-bye. Goodbye, Fluffles.